Today, the two Koreas mark the 13th anniversary of a landmark inter-Korean declaration signed back in the year 2000 aimed at boosting exchange between the two Koreas and building a foundation for a peaceful reunification of the Korean Peninsula. On the anniversary, North Korea state media has urged Seoul to change what it calls a, quote, confrontational policy. Arirang's Hwang Ji-hye has the details.
Despite its last-minute decision to pull out of the inter-Korean talks scheduled earlier this week, North Korea has urged the South to actively participate in improving relations between the two Koreas. In an editorial on Saturday, the North's ruling party newspaper Rodong Sinmun called on Seoul to change what it calls a confrontational policy against the North. The paper said the North Korean policy of the current South Korean President Park Geun-hye is no different from the former President Lee Myung-bak, and went on to say that only a serious change in Seoul's policy will lead to dialogue and an improvement in relations between the two sides. The editorial was released as the two Koreas celebrate the 13th anniversary of a first-ever summit agreement known as the June 15th South and North Joint Declaration signed in the year 2000. Back then, the two Koreas pledged to expand exchanges and cooperation on multiple fronts, a sentiment which led to a second summit meeting in 2007. The seemingly warming relations, though, came to a halt in 2008 as former South Korean President Lee Myung-bak took office with a hawkish policy towards Pyongyang. South Korea's lawmakers on Saturday also emphasized the importance of cooperation between the South and North, saying the two sides must resume discussion for holding the called-off talks. The ruling Saenuri Party and the main opposition Democratic Party, however, were divided on what the priorities are for the two sides to return to the negotiating table. The ruling Saenuri Party emphasized the importance of sincerity from the North, while the opposition Democratic Party suggested the South use an engagement policy towards the North. Hwang Ji-hye, Arirang News.